Hello, my name is William Kumwembe with Business Time on Times. It is a magazine program where we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country and abroad. And coming up in the program today, Moody Sacco reveals plans to double profits. We have a report. And also in the program, we hear strategic plans of Illovo Sugar Malawi amid stiff competition in the country. We have these and other stories. Stay tuned if you could.
Tiguleza tu
Sinenenje nazo mnalimo muno
ya indi matsakulya ruzina ndizina amwali
mande mwachopata sugar apo tikona nkaka umatu masambati ndi mulibe uno
alamwa kuti samwaliyo masamba
ndakalaso ngati amwali komanso to ino mubasiketi yonse yangodzadza ndi made in Malawi yoka tamakani moyo otsogola pogula zinthu zakunja
maganizo amene uli ndiobwezera chitukuko cha dziko lino mbuyo kugula zinthu zopangidwa kwathu konkuno kumathandiza kukweza ntchito za makampani a dziko muno zomwenso zimapereka mwayi wa ntchito kwa anthu ambiri ogwira ntchito akachuluka dziko lathu limatolera misonkho yochuluka chumanso chimakwera mukagulatu katundu wakunja mumangolemeretsa mayiko akunjawo ife sitipindula kanthu
kani
ndikuwuzani
apo ndendamvetsatu tandikire pompa nene ndikagule zinthu zathu za chimalawi sindichedwa
tigule zathu tilikule dziko lathu
ndidikire sindichedwa
dziko lathu bai Malawi tikonde kunyadira za chimalawi tikamagula za.
Hello and welcome. In our main story in the program today, Moody Sacco officials have set an ambitious target to double the cooperative's profits by end of this year. This came out during the Sacco's 26th annual general meeting held in Blantyre on Tuesday. The cooperative registered a 55.9 million kwacha surplus in 2019, a 20% increase from 46 million kwacha registered in 2018. Justin Nkweu has the whole story.
The meeting agreed that members of the cooperative will share 50% of the surplus. The Sacco's president, Stanley Synod Mpaya, attributed the growth to teamwork among its workers.
And people needed to know their surplus so that they know how much are the dividends that they're going to share. In terms of growth, I think we have grown by 20% in terms of surplus, and the growth we have increased indeed by I think 35%. This has been not a mean achievement; it is a big one because the year has been a very difficult one. So we have embarked in a lot of marketing, a lot of savings in the youth, and even the other products that were put in place like retirement and the festive season. These are products that have paid us to be on the mat today. Committed staff, the staff really worked hard. I saw them even working at night, and the board that was so committed and qualified, they knew whatever they were doing, so they had a direction. Things like there are even some that have gone down, like delinquency rate has gone down. It's a worry for us. Because there are some organizations that delay in submitting their payrolls. We are thinking of intensifying on training. The staff must be trained. We want to make sure that they are exposed and they have the know-how, the technical know-how is so high on them. And this we think is going to improve. Even the delinquency rate is going to reduce tremendously if we make sure that everything on the staff is done. One of the reasons is, most of the reasons are the marketing, because we had to intensify on marketing, so we spent a lot on that. And this product of youth savings, we've just invested. This is not for today's profit, but it could be for the future. And so as for today, we have invested a lot in that. But again, the coming in of the hub, we lost some admin fee, which was supposed to be included, because the hub didn't pick that up, and therefore that money has been lost. We've introduced the youth savings, we introduced the retirement savings, and the festive savings. These are the major ones for this year. The mobile banking has come about because now Moody Sacco is on the hub. It's computerized completely, and therefore we can access our savings or whatever records on the hub. And it's the hub that is now connecting us, that we can now be on the mobile banking. Each member can access his savings on his phone, whatever, because now we are on the hub. Indeed, they look to be. And when we were discussing with the stakeholders, we made sure that we negotiate. This is not where we were. We've actually come to this far, but we are still thinking of negotiating further. Like you heard me say in the meeting that the balance checking of 100 kwacha charge might be scrapped off. This is part of the negotiations that we're making, and we are still making that negotiation so that we can reduce. But the bottom line, the reason is that there are 3 entities involved in this. So for all these people to share, that's why they have put all this. But we're still negotiating to make sure that our members should not be ripped of their monies. My plans, as I did put in the meeting, is that I want to make sure that all our staff, we have about 24 or 25 members of staff. I want these people to be motivated, and I want them motivated through training, I want them motivated through even PECs. If these people are motivated, I know we're going to achieve what we want. If they are motivated, then we know that they're going to work well, and we know that the surplus that members are expecting is going to be high, and eventually the members will benefit out. Next year might not be the same as this year because we have motivated them.
Musco Chief Executive Officer Fumbani Nyangulu added that the growth shows the knowledge and confidence that people have in the SACCO.
The target that they have failed to to reach, was that of surplus. And it's understandable, and you know what is happening in the country, and also what befell the financial sector, especially when it comes to interest rates. You remember the interest rates also kept dropping. So whatever they achieved, almost close to 100% of what they promised. They promised 60, if they get 55. That's close to whatever they promised. We say congratulations to them. You know, SACCOs help members to save, to learn a concept of saving. In an economy where you see people saving, it is thriving. Because if you have savings, you can access credit, cheap credit somewhere for development. If you are saving, you can use your own savings for development, either now or in future. So an economy where people are saving, you see a thriving economy. This is the first SACCO that has just done their annual general meeting, and you can see very encouraging. And we expect more and more SACCOs next month, and even within March, we lined up a number of SACCOs, and you can see that most of them, they have ended with maybe good surplus that they will be giving dividend to their members. That's what members expect, and that's what Musco expects as well.
The cooperative has also registered growth in its membership to 8,512 people and assets to 1.2 billion kwacha.
Malawi has maintained that it has a bright future in business, both on the local and international markets. This comes against criticism from some minority shareholders, but that the company has been struggling, witnessed by failure to declare dividends in the past 4 years. They further point out declining share prices on the stock market. We spoke to Mark Benbridge.
I think the future for the business long term is still extremely good. So the fundamental of our business is growing cane. Growing cane, growing it well at a good pricing and good cost of production, and then converting that cane into sugar. And that's something which Ilovo is extremely good at. So we've got lots of skills in the business. So the fundamental of growing cane, converting it to sugar, we're very, very good at. What we have to be better at is the cost at which we do that, and we have to be better at the markets which we serve. So my intention is that we maintain our position as a preferred supplier in Malawi. We give our Malawi consumers what they need from a point of view of quality, pack sizes, and we make sure it's available for them every day. If we can get that right at the right cost, then we've got a very good long-term future. World price of sugar at the moment has started to lift slightly, But if that continues to go up, that means that the export sugars that we're selling now, we will achieve more revenue. And if we reduce our cost base further, which we're determined to do, and we've got fantastic work done so far, and we're making really good headway, I want to get to a point where every single tonne of sugar that we sell makes a margin. And I believe that we will get to that point. However, we've still got to get to that point of that cost reduction, and we've got to look for an uplift in the world market pricing. Fundamentally, we've faced a really tough commercial environment in domestic sales. So the volume of sugar that we sold in the financial year being reported was significantly down from the previous year. And that's been the fundamental reduction in revenue, which effectively is cascaded onto a reduction in operating profit. In the region, for example, Kenya is in deficit, Tanzania is in deficit, Rwanda is in deficit, Burundi is in deficit, the DRC is in deficit. We try and then service those markets because they're near, and they're part of our sub-Saharan nation colleagues. So we try and honour those through agreements through SADC, through COMESA, etc. and SACU. We also service the South African market. But we also then have what we call speciality sugars, which we produce at Nchalo. And those speciality sugars, they're exported all over the world, predominantly into the United States, where we have a quota for 10,400 tonnes. And we also go into Europe, where we've got pretty much free market access. However, the pricing which we achieve in Europe isn't very high. The prices which we achieve in the USA are fairly good, but the average price of our exports is relatively low, and it's actually below our cost of production. So every tonne on average that we sell into those markets, we're competing against excess sugar from other countries that have dumped their sugar onto the world market at a price which they can't even produce the sugar at. So effectively they've got a very healthy domestic markets, and they then dump excess sugar into the world market. And it's that price that we have to compete against. So our export volumes do not attract a very, very high price. So a large amount of sugar in the past has come from Mozambique, across the borders, and also from Zambia in particular. But over the last year, if you look at the relative currency exchanges between the Malawian kwacha and the Zambian kwacha, at one point there was a difference of 18% across the year. So effectively your dollar goes a lot further in one country than it does in the other. So as a result, the price of sugar in Malawi was effectively inflated against the Zambian price because theirs had devalued. So cheaper sugar could have crossed the border from Zambia. So one of the responses to that was we ran a promotion, Acomo 2020. I think you'll all be aware of that promotion, and that promotion has gone well, and that promotion is still going on now. And we reduced the price of sugar. We recommended the reduction of price of sugar from about 900 kwacha per kilo down to around 800 kwacha per kilo. And there's been a slight change on the pricing in Zambia. And also the Mozambican element is also, there's a lack of sugar at the moment in Mozambique. So we've also dried up some of the imports from Mozambique. So effectively, at the moment, we're in parity. So there's very little sugar crossing the border at the moment, and we're realising some very good local sales.
This is Business Time on Times. It is a magazine program where we bring you major business and economic news making headlines in the country. We'll be right back.
From the beautiful sorghum fields to the adorable maize plantations, we bring to you the beer that Africa has endorsed. It's the beer that gives you the flavor with super taste for 30 days. Introducing the 3 new flavors: choco flavor in 650 ml, pineapple flavor in 1 liter and 650 ml, and tropical flavor in 650 ml. Go grab a cold flavor now. Chibuku Super. Taste the goodness.
Welcome back. One of the international Passenger Transport Operators Intercape has revealed plans to introduce a new route between Blantyre and Durban later this month. This, they say, is part of addressing their customers' needs. Representatives of the company have also reviewed plans to introduce a new fleet of vehicles plying between Malawi and South Africa. Chimwemwe Mangazi reports.
This comes barely a month after the company introduced a new route between Blantyre and Cape Town. The company then launched a promotion for its customers on the route, whose prize was a motorcycle. Joseph Dziwani is Intercape country manager and explains.
It's a thank you to them because they have been supporting us ever since Intercape was incepted here in Malawi, as evidenced by the new route we launched in December. It's quite massive now. People like it, our customers appreciate it. Basically, that's what prompted us to do a promotion whereby we wanted to say thank you to the passengers. Business as that now is not bad. We thank God that the environment is a little bit conducive after we came from the mass demonstrations. At least now we are stable. But with those demonstrations, I may say that we lost a bit mainly on the revenue side because people were afraid to come and buy tickets. There was that other demonstration which was intended to close the borders. So that period we lost quite a lot of money. But as of now, business is stable. Yes, the plans are there. As of now, on the 19th of March this year, we're launching a new service. That's Malawi to Durban, a direct one just like Malawi to Cape Town. Apart from that, we also intend to open another route, that's Malawi to Zimbabwe and again Malawi to Tanzania, but those are in pipeline. We're still doing our surveys. Once we're done by March, by June, not March, we'll tell the customers that we are also going to these directions. The challenges are quite a few. Mainly on the customer side is the way our immigration departments does their jobs, mainly the Mozambicans, and when we enter in South Africa, these guys, they demand a lot of money from Malawians. Either your passport is good or has issues, they find ways to rob Malawians. And again, impact station, whereby the police there and other guys, the Tutsis, they also do harass our passengers. But on the company side, everything as of now it's not bad. We're in business and we're eager to do more business here in Malawi and also to offer more employment to the youths and citizens here in Malawi. Competition is good for every business, as you may testify that a healthy competition brings good to passenger side. Yes, we are so happy with the competitors, but we know we are market leaders as Intercape, and those are just followers. Mainly they are copying our style of business. But as Intercape, we are so glad that the competition is there and we are ready to compete with anyone who is coming on the platform.
Abrahaman Julius emerged winner in the promotion.
Okay, for me I'm so very happy because I didn't expect to say I'll be the one who's going to win in that competition. Because the time that I was buying the ticket at Intercape, we didn't know that we are going to. Okay, we didn't know that there's a competition or there's a competition. But that the other day I received the call from the Intercape and I heard that you win motorcycle. Then that day I came here in the compound to confirm if it is the truth. Then I found that it is the truth. That day I was so very happy.
Last year, Intercape introduced 7 new buses on its Malawi routes and also introduced the Blantyre Cape Town road.
In other business news, internal auditors have been urged to follow internationally acceptable standards for reporting in the line of duty. The call was made during a training workshop organized by the Institute of Internal Auditors Malawi recently. Tiwonge Chiza Kalua is former president of the institute.
The training is entitled Report Writing. It's a course that takes the internal auditors through the various stages of reporting. The main area is that once the auditors go to the field and come up with observations, there is a systematic way of reporting them. Because auditors sometimes will just report anyhow, especially those that have never attended this professional course. But those that have, the message is that each and every observation that is made in the field has to be reported in a systematic way. There are aspects, and at the end you need to give even proper recommendations, to the people you are doing the job for, so they can see the real value you are bringing to the organization. To the auditing profession, it's very important because every professional belonging to a professional body has to abide, by some rules, So the reporting as regards to professional internal auditors is supposed to be done in a way as stipulated by the standards. So it is very important to bring these courses because they help the internal auditors to abide by the standards as promulgated by the Institute of Internal Auditors. To the organization, it's also important because if auditors actually report professionally, what happens is that they create a proper rapport with the people in an organization. If they don't report properly, you'll find that there is hatred between the auditors and the other people in the organization.
And David Moyo was one of the facilitators during the training.
The training was about reporting writing skills for internal auditors. Internal auditors now play a major role in governance in companies. So we are training them that they write reports that have an impact to an organization, that will change the way organizations are governed. Currently, internal auditors are being given space in institutions to complement management efforts of implementing controls in entities. We've seen government as well, with the help of National Audit Office and the Center Internal Audit. They have created internal audit in all ministries and departments. And also private entities are now taking internal audit as a key resource in their companies. Information acquired by participants at this training will help them write insightful reports, give recommendation to management and those charged with governance that they improve the control in their environment.
Excuse me, madam. Stop billing. I'm taking back all these goods to the shelves.
What's wrong, sir?
Never mind. I have just changed my mind.
Excuse me. I just noticed you returned all the goods you meant to buy. What went wrong?
Some of these products are not originally made here in Malawi.
But these goods have a logo to authenticate them. And we manufacture them ourselves.
Then it means you're not registered with Buy Malawi Strategy. This logo here with a tick is not correct.
How?
All products and services registered with Buy Malawi Strategy have an original logo approved by government through the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Tourism that really authenticates your product as a Malawian product. Now, once you register, your product and service will be recognized as Malawian. Look, we must buy Malawi to build Malawi. You can find out more from Buy Malawi Secretariat or call them on 01 770 244 0993 707 729 or 0999 528 510. You can also simply email info@buymalawi.mw.
Buy Malawi, tukondendi kunyadira za chimalawi. Tikamagula.
Well, with that story, we've also come to the end of today's edition of the program Business Time on Times. It is a magazine program where we bring you major business and economic news making headlines in the country and beyond. On behalf of the entire production team, my name is William Kumwembe, but always remember, if it doesn't make money, then it doesn't make sense. Goodbye for now.